Hey y'all, we're gonna start in about 5 minutes. So I just wanted to make sure my internet was kind of acting crazy. So I just wanted to make sure it was actually working correctly and I could get everything pulled up. Hey Laura. Can y'all hear me? Somebody nod. Okay, good. Just making sure. My computer had to pay a visit to the Apple store and get repaired, so just making sure it's working right. I got about 3 more minutes.
Who's got what it takes to get you voted? Let's find out. This first act made it through from the audition.
All right, y'all, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to record this meeting. If you're, I think everybody's on mute, but if you're not on mute, let me know, or mute yourself, not let me know, but mute yourself. Okay, so first, let me introduce myself. I'm Melissa Amos, and I'm an Emerald Ambassador. And tonight, Andrea just kind of asked some of the jewels over the summer to do some calls on things that they were really passionate about. And this is a topic that I stress to my team and that I am super, super passionate about because I'm an aerobics teacher. I have been in the fitness industry for about 5 years, and really focused a lot on working out and really taking care of my body from the outside as far as working out and really being healthy that way. But never until Plexus really focused on the inward part of it. And when I started to do that and started to realize how important that was, I realized that it's not just about one part of it. It is about all components of it. And Plexus is a product that we're trying to market to other people. It's network marketing. We are trying to market ourselves and market this product. And to do that, we have to become a product of Plexus. We have become a product of the product. And so tonight I'm going to talk about a little bit about how to become a product of the product and a little bit about why Plexus is just an accessory to the bigger picture and why I'm so passionate about this. So the first, I'm going to have 5 points. So I'm super OCD when I am in a sermon or, listening to a pastor. He has to have points and I have to be able to fill in the blank. So if you are like me, you are going to love this call tonight because I've got points. So our first point, let me see if I can get it to go, is the first thing that you have to do to become a product of the product, the very first thing. And when I was making out this outline, I was like, okay, I kept coming back to this one point. So that's why I made it my first point, is building your belief in these products. It starts right there. It starts and ends right there. So if when you signed up to be a Plexus ambassador, your belief was very, very small because you didn't know a whole lot about the products. Unless you had been on the products for a good amount of time and really had noticed a huge difference in yourself, you probably didn't have a huge amount of belief at the time. But your belief at this point, if you're on this call, your belief has already grown because you're telling other people about the business and you're continuing to take the products. So you probably have a good amount of belief. But how strong is your belief? Do you truly know what you have in front of you? Do you truly know what these products are doing for other people? And your belief has to be bigger than any excuse you have. And we'll talk about those excuses later about taking our products and things like that. But your belief has to be bigger than your excuse. And this is where it starts. So I say, know what you have in front of you. Do you know what these products really and truly are doing? Do you really know enough about the products to truly believe in them? Have you done your research? And I don't mean just knowing a little snippet about these products. If you're brand new, you probably just do know just a little bit about these products, and that is great. I would encourage you to build your product knowledge over time and try to learn something new about a product every single day. I still am learning things about these products that I didn't know before. The more I learn about them, the more I realize how they can help people make their bodies stronger and really benefit our health. So I would say, know your products, do your research, and know what you're taking and why you're taking it. So if you're taking the probiotic, know why you're taking that probiotic and why it's better than the probiotic that you can buy at the store. I mean, we need to know these things. We need to be believers in our products and know about our products. How do you build your belief? So if you say, well, I really like the products. They've been great so far, but I just don't know that my belief is deep enough. So how do we build that belief? Well, the thing that really helps me and the thing that I kind of pass along to my team to do is if your belief is not strong enough, you need to go to some pages where there are some testimonies. You need to read testimonies. You need to watch some videos and find some more testimonies, because if you will watch a couple of testimonies, health testimonies, if you'll just watch one a day, your belief will go from 0 to 1 million. Because you will see exactly what these products are doing for other people. Let your team tell their stories. If you have a team page, just ask on there, say, hey guys, I just want to know today, what's one thing that Plexus has really done for your health? And you will find a ton of stories that will change your belief if it's not strong enough. I would just say that it all comes back to this. And I put this last point on there because that's going to be our number 2 point, is taking your own products will build your belief. Getting your own results. We can talk about other stories all the time, but if we don't really have our own story or are not developing our own story, we don't have to have a big story. Y'all, there are some people out there that have gigantic Plexus stories. They've lost a ton of weight, or they have gotten off, a ton of medications, and they just have this huge Plexus story. We don't have to have a huge Plexus story, but we do have to have a story. So let's go on to point number 2, and that is taking your products. And you say, okay, well, duh, Melissa, I get that we have to take the products. But I mean taking them, like taking your products like you're supposed to, and really taking a large, not a huge amount of products, but taking more than just one little thing. You can't share about what you don't do yourself. So if you've never tried Slim, unless you have a health issue and you can't take Slim, try Slim. If you've never tried the Ease capsules, try the Ease capsules if you're not allergic to shellfish, obviously. Don't be afraid to change up your regimen. Y'all, a lot of times I think people get so stuck in taking the products one certain way. I think we, get into this habit of saying, okay, you've got to take the ProBio 5 at night, and you've got to take the BioCleanse during the day at 10 and 2, and we've got to take the Slim in the morning. And y'all, sometimes that just doesn't work for people, and that may not work for you. So you've got to find the right combination for you, and you've got to be able to change it up and be a little bit flexible with your schedule. I know that when I started taking the products one way, and I changed it up, and now I take it a little bit differently. I still take my Slim in the morning, but I take everything a little bit differently. And it's because I learned how to listen to my body, and I learned what worked better for me didn't work well for someone else, So you've got to know how to take your products. You've got to be taking the products. Y'all, I'm going to be honest. I hear a lot of people sometimes say, oh, well, I signed up an ambassador without a welcome pack. And I say, okay, well, how are they going to promote products that they don't take themselves? It's impossible. You can talk about it, but what are you going to do when somebody says, hey, well, what have they done for you? Well, I don't know. I don't take them. You've got to take your products. That's just part of it. Part of this journey is taking your own products. So if you don't have your backup order turned on, and you're not getting your products and you're not taking them, that's something that's got to change today. And if you're worried about the financial aspect, then that's when I would say dig in with your upline and really figure out a way that you can get your products paid for. Guys, 4 or 5 customers get your products paid for, and that's, really easy to do. So I would encourage you to make sure that you're taking the products. Everybody says that's a dumb point, but it's really not. Some people don't do it. And I would say know and learn how to troubleshoot with yourself and with others. And we just talked about changing it up. But sometimes, maybe something stops losing its effectiveness for you. Maybe you are taking Accelerator and you just are not really getting what you need from it anymore, and you need to change it up. And you say, hey, you know what, maybe Accelerator doesn't work. Let's try Boost, or let's add the Edge, or, let's change up when I'm taking this for a little while, or how many I'm taking of this. If you don't know how to troubleshoot for yourself, reach out to someone. I promise you there are some phenomenal people on this team that can help you troubleshoot with yourself. So that's another thing that I would say would be huge about becoming a product to the product. And so this is kind of a natural progression into how you're becoming a product to the product. But number 3, and this is the biggest one I want to talk about tonight, is being consistent. This is the biggest thing I think we as ambassadors fight with ourselves and fight with our customers. If you've noticed that you lose a ton of customers just from not being consistent. And I put here in my notes that we lose customers from they just take the wrong products, or they use them the wrong way, or we don't troubleshoot with them enough, or they're not consistent, so they don't get any results. Consistency produces results. And when I say consistency, y'all, I don't mean taking them for 5 days and then not taking them for 3 days and then say, oh, I was consistent for 5 days. No, I mean being consistent every day. I realize that things are going to happen. We're going to forget to take our probiotic one night and, pick it up the next night or whatever. That's not what I mean. I mean, when people skip whole weeks without their products, we basically have to start all over with our bodies. Unless you're, when you take a break from the products, unless you're eating completely, whole food, no processed, no, pesticides sprayed on your vegetables. And, obviously you're going to have to start back over. And you're going to lose some traction on the ground that you're gaining. And that is the biggest thing that I fight with people about this. Not, what I mean when I say fight with them, but we have to practice what we preach. That is one of our biggest things in Plexus is these products are not a magic pill. You have got to take them consistently over time for them to work effectively and correctly. So if we're going to tell people that, then we have to do that ourselves. We absolutely have to practice what we preach and be consistent. The third point on here is patience is everything. Some of you, and I've heard from my team too, say, it's been 2 months and I haven't lost a pound. I want to encourage you right now, get away from the scale. Take that scale. If it's in your bathroom, I want you to pick it up tonight and I want you to go chunk it in the trash, okay? If you want to weigh yourself, go to the doctor's office and weigh yourself once every 3 months, okay? Get away from the scale. People focus way too much on the scale and they completely lose their patience when they see it fluctuate. Guys, your weight can fluctuate 5 pounds from the morning to the night, just from water retention. If you haven't gone to the bathroom enough. I mean, seriously, your weight can fluctuate that much. So get away from the scale and start measuring yourself. Start looking at how your clothes are fitting. But you have got to be patient. We did not get the way that we are overnight. I did not get that 5 extra pounds on me when I started Plexus, and I just could see it around my midsection. And I was like, I didn't, 2 weeks into Plexus, go, well, the 5 pounds should have been gone by now. No, I didn't gain those 5 pounds overnight. I gained those 5 pounds by just eating unhealthy. So the products had to work their magic, and they have to do it over time. So we have to be patient. So chunk your scale if you got one. Get off of it. The fourth thing on here is when we see change. So when we're being super consistent and we start seeing change, that equals us sharing more with other people. A story, for instance, when I see a change in my workouts, and I know that I had just gotten a really awesome workout, and I know that it was because I have had more water. I have been taking my product super consistently, as far as, even taking the boost and the edge and throwing that in there really consistently and being consistent with that. And I noticed that my workouts are really getting stronger and I'm feeling stronger. That makes me want to come to this computer and message every workout friend I have and say, oh my goodness, you got to hear about this. This is completely changing my workout. And it makes me want to share with other people. Same thing. If you notice that you have lost, inches around your waist and you're feeling better and you haven't had a nap in 2 weeks and you're just really noticing that your body is just performing better for you throughout the day, what does that make you want to do? It makes you want to share with other people. It's just a natural progression of how it works. So I want to say this because this number 3 point is the most important one that I've got tonight other than number 5. I would say that consistency with your products is going to make or break your business. Because if you're not being consistent, then you're not going to see results. And if you're not seeing results, then your business is going to die because your belief is going to go, it all goes back to that belief. So consistency is huge. All right, I love this topic and I wrote it in here because I think it's a huge part of being a product to the product. But number 4 is representing your brand. What do you mean, Melissa? What does that mean for me? So when I say represent your brand, I mean that you are a Plexus ambassador. And you're like, I know that. Thanks. I signed up. I know. No, you are an ambassador of Plexus. You are an ambassador of the word Plexus. That means that you represent Plexus, whether you wear a Plexus shirt like I have on, whether you have Plexus on your car, whether you just have a little bracelet with Plexus on it, whether you put it out there on Facebook that you're a Plexus ambassador. You represent Plexus in everything you do. So once someone sees, because Plexus is now fairly well known. So once someone sees that you're a Plexus ambassador, their opinions and their expectations of you completely change. you know, if I have my church is Center Point Fellowship Church here in Prattville, Alabama. And if I have a Center Point sticker on the back of my car and I go around Prattville, drive around Prattville, where I'm from in Alabama, and I just have terrible road rage and I start running into people on the road and I throw up the middle finger and what are they going to think about my church that's on the back of my car? Well, they're not going to think that it's a great church. Now, that may be judgmental on their part, but I'm just saying that's the way people think. They're going to look at that and go, well, I don't want to go to that church if that's who goes there. She's not a very good representation of the brand, which is my church. Well, you have to be a good representation of Plexus. And with that comes taking care of yourself. That comes with what you post on Facebook. That comes with, you know, anything that you do in life now is a representation of Plexus. So you have to think about that. The second point on here is your body is free advertisement. You're walking around with a free billboard, and you say, okay, well, I'm not super skinny. So what does that mean? That's fine. I don't want you to be super skinny. I want you to be healthy. So if you're walking around and you're talking about, you know, I'm not working out. I'll take Plexus, but I'm not exercising. Okay, well, that's not a good representation of Plexus, because Plexus is all about a journey to a healthier you. Well, exercising is part of that. So if you're saying, well, I'm going to eat, you know, a cheeseburger every night, but I got my block. Okay, that's not a good representation of a healthier you. I mean, is eating a cheeseburger every night healthy? Absolutely not. We all know that. So you have to use your body as a billboard. So if you're not exercising and you're not dieting, which we're going to talk about next, that's something you need to be doing for a healthier you. No, that's not part of taking your products, but it is part of being a product of the product. It's part of it. It's part of the accessory of Plexus. Plexus is an accessory. It's not the dress. It's the necklace. Somebody said that to me one time, and I absolutely love that. Watch what you post. So we talk about all the time about how Plexus helps us be in a better mood. It helps us have patience. It helps us with anxiety. It helps us, you know, eat healthier. It helps us drink more water. So if you're posting on Facebook every day that, you know, you are angry at the world, you know, you're negative all the time, what does that say to your audience? That says, well, I don't want any of that Plexus stuff because she's not happy. She's not in a good mood. And I know that we're going to have bad days. I have 2 children. I know exactly what that's like. There are days when I just want to throw up my hands. But that's not the time that I want to run to the computer and talk about what a bad day I've had. Talk to a friend. Talk to your spouse about that. Don't put it on Facebook, because y'all, it all goes back to we represent the brand of Plexus. And if we are putting it out there that, you know, we have just nothing's really changed a whole lot, we're just taking these products now, then what does that say to the rest of the world about what we've got to offer? And you're kind of squashing what we have to offer, because what we have to offer is fantastic, and it's getting lost in what you're putting out there. So I would just caution you to really pay attention to what you're putting out there on your social media accounts. And the last thing I want to ask you about representing your brand is, what kind of team member do you want? So when you're recruiting someone to your team and you see all these people and what they post on social media, and you send them out and about, and, you know, you see people that are, you know, pretty healthy people, or try to be healthy people, or are trying to get healthy, isn't that the kind of team member you want? Well, we can't recruit what we are not ourselves. So if we're trying to recruit people who are trying to get healthier, who want to make a change in their lives, and we're not really willing to do that ourselves, then we're not going to be able to recruit those people. So whatever kind of team member you want, be that. Be that kind of team member. And the last point, and one of my favorites, is to watch your habits. So you say, all right, well, you're talking about being a product of the product. Well, you do have to take your products consistently. You know, you do have to represent Plexus well, but watching your habits and your daily, what you do daily and with your body, with your mind, really has a huge impact on your whole entire journey of Plexus. Let me just say this. Plexus, and I think we say this all the time, we love that little graphic that says Plexus is not a miracle pill, and it's not. Y'all, Plexus is just one little part of this journey. So, and I struggle with this with customers. Customers will call me and they'll be on the products for 5 months and they'll say, I haven't lost an inch or a pound. And when it gets right down to it, they're not taking them consistently and they're still going to McDonald's through the drive-thru all the time. I'm just using McDonald's as an example. But they're not exercising. They're not making the time to do that. And so they're only getting one little piece of the pie and they're not getting the rest of it. And so they're really not seeing the full benefits. They feel better. Their mental clarity is better, but they're really not seeing the full benefits because they're completely leaving out the other 2 parts of it. So I want to talk about 3 things that are super important to include in your Plexus journey if you haven't already. Number 1 is be spiritually healthy. Some of you may not be Christians, but I want to tell you that making time for God is super huge in my life and is something that I have to make time for to be spiritually healthy, because I don't have room for any of this other stuff that I do in my life if I don't make time for that. I have found that is huge. Make time for yourself. If you're not taking 5-10 minutes out of the day to just breathe, just kind of sit down, get your calendar together, whatever you need to do, just quiet. If you're not making time to do that, 5-10 minutes, give yourself that amount of time. And if you're not making time for your family, that is something else that you've got to do because you will stress yourself out. You will not make time to take your products correctly. You will not make time to do what you need to do with this business or taking the products if you don't make time for your family. So that's number 1. That's the biggest part of it. Number 2 is your diet. I would say that this is the biggest problem with most people. We live very busy lifestyles. We are in a hurry all the time. We're going. And we just say we don't have time to eat healthy. Y'all, eating healthy does not take a lot of time. It really doesn't. And it's not that expensive. I've had so many people say, oh, eating healthy is so expensive. No, eating out is really, really expensive. And when you eat out, what are you getting? Can we make simple changes? I went to Chick-fil-A today. I could have gotten a sandwich and fries and a soda. That's what I could have gotten. But instead, I got a salad. And y'all, that salad's amazing. I don't know if you have the spicy Southwest salad from Chick-fil-A. It's really amazing. I got the salad and I got a water. And I paid less for that salad and that water than I would have paid for a chicken sandwich and french fries. It's not expensive to eat healthy. More veggies, less sugar, less processed foods, no soda. You cannot drink your calories. If you're drinking your calories, stop. Most of you are not, but if you're drinking your calories, stop. And the most important thing is more water. You've got to watch your water intake completely. Sometimes that will make or break our Plexus products. I find that when people call me and they say the products are not working, how much water are you drinking? Oh, I don't know, about 30 ounces a day. Okay, that is not going to work. You got to drink half your body weight in ounces of water a day, or try to get really close to that. I'm not telling you got to go get a cup and measure it out. If that works for you and you're that type of person that works for you, then do that. But I'm not saying you have to get the exact amount, but really, say, hey, I've got, a bottle here and it's got this many ounces of water. And I know I need to drink this many bottles a day to get there. Bad choices will lead to bad habits. Sometimes some of you say, well, I have people all the time say, I'm kind of still craving that bad food. No, you have a habit. You have gotten into the habit of eating that. And so that's why you're continuing to do it. It's not so much that you're craving it. If you'll just stop, if you'll give it a couple days and just say, I'm not going to have that, you won't crave it. You don't crave it anyway. If you're taking your Plexus products consistently, you're going to stop craving it. But it's a habit at this point. You got to put down the habit. So diet is huge. And the third thing is exercise. Now you say, this is another thing that I fight with people. You say, I don't have time for exercise. Everybody has time for exercise. I don't care what time it is. I don't care if you have to get up early in the morning. I don't care if you have to walk around the block late at night. I don't care if you have to stand in your living room and do a 10-minute jumping jacks, knees up, some kind of cardio. You can get a great amount of cardio in 15 minutes in your living room, on your rug in your living room. Go get 2 Tide bottles or 2 whatever kind of laundry detergent you use, and put them on both sides and do squats in the middle of your living room. You do not have to have equipment. You do not have to have a gym. You can do this anywhere you are. I would encourage you to work out 3 times a week. If you're not doing anything, start out slow. Do what you can do. But exercise is huge in making a difference in how we look and how we feel with these products. You know, I said it a minute ago, but I'll kind of elaborate on what I said. You know, our diet, our exercise, our spiritual health, our mental health is kind of like the dress that we wear. And you know, everyone knows, every girl knows that a dress is really pretty, but when you put on the earrings and the necklace and the bracelet and the watch, it really dresses up what we wear. Men, you know, have on the button-down shirt and they put on the tie and they put on the little cufflinks, and it kind of dresses up what they have on. Y'all, that's what Plexus is to our journey. It is an accessory. It is not going to be the magic pill. So to be a product of the product, we have to be consistent. We have to watch our habits, and we have to represent our brand the right way. So that's all I have for you guys tonight. If anybody has any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask me. You know, obviously I'm not a nurse. I've been, you know, working out and in the aerobics field for a really long time in the health industry. But I'm not a nurse, but I will try to answer any questions that I can. So if anybody has any questions right now, I'm opening it up. I'm trying to figure out a way to unmute everybody, unless you can just unmute yourself. I hope that helps some people tonight on just kind of becoming a product of the product. And if you're not troubleshooting with your products and you're just not seeing any results whatsoever, please reach out to somebody and troubleshoot. Because when we don't see results, sometimes we get very frustrated and we just stop taking them. You know, we'll say, oh, I'm not seeing any results anyway, so why should I take it? But we really have to troubleshoot with ourselves. Was somebody asking a question? Thought I heard somebody. Okay, guys, that's all I had tonight. So I am going to hit stop.